on from Chelsea. Breaking news while we've been live, gents. Liverpool forward Mohamed Salah remains interested in Saudi Pro League offer,
Yeah,
but unlikely to move before Club World Cup in mid-June.
Wow.
See you later.
Wow.
He's gone as well. Honestly, man, these Liverpool fans, yeah, who are saying that they're all going to stay, kidding yourself, mate. Yeah, we're in April now. April. And they've still not signed the contract. Oh, but they're just waiting for the season to end. What waffle are you talking about? This is what they said about Sadio Mane. Yeah, this is what City fans said about Gundogan. They're all going, mate. Yeah. So enjoy your league title, innit? And I mean that genuinely, sincerely. Yeah. Enjoy your league title. Yeah. Properly enjoy it. Yeah. And then next year, Europa League time. You know what I mean? You will be there, man, because you ain't getting. I think if you lose all three of them, you're in serious mud, mate. Yeah, you might not get top 5 next year. Real talk, man.
Mate, it's brilliant. If it happens, look, I mean, I haven't got particularly anything against Liverpool like you two have. I don't particularly like them, but I don't hate on them. And I do feel sorry.
I don't hate on them.
No. But you've had a rivalry, haven't you? You've had a proper rivalry where you're going for Premier Leagues and stuff.
Yeah,
we really
haven't. They're also winning the title, aren't they, Potsy? So like,
yeah, exactly. So
you got it.
Yeah. But this is mad. Trent was always going to Real Madrid. I knew that a long time ago, and I think that's no shock that he's going there. I genuinely did have a little bit of an inkling, though, that Van Dijk and Salah might stay. And then there was rumours that Van Dijk was flirting with PSG and talking to their owners or whatever. Then there's rumours of Salah always being linked with Saudi. Wow, if they lose those 3, I honestly don't know what happens next for Liverpool. Because without them 3 this season, I don't know where they'd be. They certainly wouldn't have won the league. I'm not saying they're going to be 15th or something, but they certainly would be nowhere near 12 points clear. I honestly believe this could be a massive... And you know what? I said it last night to Errol on the channel, LB, and he didn't like it. Are they going to call their ownership and their board out, these Liverpool fans? Oh, no, we wouldn't do that. Why not? Because they just won a title. Right, but you won a title with the 3 players that have just left and walked out for nothing. So there has to be consequences. Konate and Alisson are the next 2 that are probably going to walk out for free as well, or at least be sold.
That's wild.
What is going on, man? Like this is how not to run a football club. And I appreciate that Edwards and Hughes are now in charge again, and that things might look up for them. But let's be real, they've got a big job on their hands. And I feel sorry for Arne Slot, if I'm honest. He's come in. He hasn't really still been given enough credit, in my opinion, this season for winning the league, which he's going to do. Yeah. Oh, it was inherited to him. This was given to him by Klopp. It's the same side that Klopp won 1 Premier League with in 9 years. It's not like it was easy for him to walk the league. Yeah. And now he's losing his 3 best players. Kanate going, it seems, as well, unless he signs, and there's no rumours that he's going to be signing. So what is happening at Liverpool? Have they lost their spark? Do they all think it's completed it, mate? We're off. Like, real talk, man. Salah's going to be a god over in Saudi, so I understand why he's tempted by it. Yeah. I'm not sure Van Dijk's situation. If Van Dijk could get a free over at Real Madrid or PSG, I imagine he'd probably be tempted as well. But, my God, these 3 leaving? Wow. It is legit. Like,
Alisson's deal's running down as well. Alisson has 1 year left.
They've got this Mamadashvili coming in because he's going to be the new number 1 in the next couple of years because they appreciate Alisson's now 30 and injury prone. This is the end of an era for Liverpool if this happens. Now, I don't know how reliable that source is, Terry. I've no idea. But if he genuinely is interested in Saudi and genuinely looks like he's going, I mean, Liverpool, right? They all want Isak and a huge summer. It is impossible for FSG to be getting the Isak and Salah and Van Dijk and Trent situation happening. Sorry, go on. What are you going to say?
In other news today, James Pearce says senior recruitment figures at Liverpool certainly admire Isak, but it's highly unlikely that Liverpool would agree to pay £150 million for him. So the stories are already starting to come out of Liverpool that we want him, we're chasing him, we're talking to him, but he's too much money.
Yeah, I mean, I've been wanting Margot Robbie for quite some time, but I'm not going to get her. So you can want Isak as long as you want. Do you know what I mean? Look, man, it's a man. Yeah, you're right there, Tel.
I was just thinking, is your missus watching?
Mate, I personally, I would be worried if I'm a Liverpool fan. I'll be worried. Yeah, enjoy your Premier League title. Trust me, and really do, because you don't know what's coming next. But trust me, I would be seriously worried. I don't know what LB thinks about that because look, me and him have been.
Well, I think I genuinely think they're done after this year, man. Like, I'm sorry, yeah, but like if Trent leaves, Van Dijk leaves, and Salah leaves, which is happening right now at this moment in time, they're all leaving at the end of the season until they sign the contract. Factually, they're all leaving. Yeah, they're done. They're done out here. Yeah, Konate's leaving next summer. Done. Finito, bro. Like, it's a madness. And the fact that the board and the club have allowed this to happen is crazy. And I just find it insane how some Liverpool fans are hating on Trent because for whatever reason. Yet they're not going sick at Salah and Van Dijk. Like, they're doing the same thing, lads. You can't pick and choose. Salah and Van Dijk are walking on a free as well. Why are you not going sick at Salah and Van Dijk, mate?
Great point, bro. Great point.
Well, why is that? Why is that? Explain it to me. Why?
Because they're not a Scouser, mate. Because they're not a Scousers, mate.
Wrong,
That's
man.
what it's
Wrong. Bro,
It is wrong.
Same energy. Have the same energy for all three of them, man. All three of them have allowed the contracts to run down. Yeah. So I personally don't think you should have any anger at any of them. I think your anger should be directed fully at the club. Yeah.
At the board.
But
And the
I
owners,
don't think you
100%.
should pick one of them out and be like, he's wrong, but Salah and Van Dijk are fine. Why is that? They're the same, mate. They're the same. So yeah, I think they're done. I think all three of them are leaving. I think all three of them are leaving. And actually, I think the fact that they're going to win the title probably makes them leave even more because they can leave with their head held high.
Yeah,
they can leave on a high and be like, "Yeah, see you later."
Yeah, I think that the news around Isak, I think it's like
he's just unobtainable, Terry. Let's just be real. He's unobtainable. Unless what I mean? In my opinion, if you were going to go up to Newcastle and go, look, we want him. How much do you want for him? He ain't got a price. Well, everyone has. Here's 180. Here's 200. No one's going to do that because that's the only way that they go. Unless Isak pushes for it and like Newcastle fall off and they're seventh or something.
He's unobtainable for Liverpool if they lose all these players because they've got to replace the right back, they've got to replace the centre back, they've got to replace Konate in a year. Alisson's already been done, to be fair. They've got to replace Salah. And you could argue that the money that they're going to spend on Isak is replacing the goals of Mohamed Salah. But 150, they'd also be in a position, Liverpool, where they've got very little room to negotiate. The only way they could drive the price down is if Isak digs his heels in, kicks off. And I just don't think he's going to do that at this point because his value's so high, the deal could fall through. And even if Isak's like, I'm going to force a move and get out for 120 million, Liverpool say we can afford it. All it takes is for Isak to twist badly in training, do his knee, the deal's off, and then he's got to face the Newcastle fans after trying to force a move. Players rarely do that, especially not publicly. So, yeah, the Isak deal, just reading the story today from James Pearce, looks like it's, for Liverpool anyway, absolutely dead in the war. So we'll come on to Arsenal later. They've clearly moved their focus slightly in that regard. But yeah, this news that's just come out from Jason Burt, who, according to Football Canopies here, he's a decent source, as you say. You know, it's remains interested, and this is where the PR begins because Salah's going to keep saying publicly, "I want to stay, I want to stay, I want to stay," but him and his team are clearly also discussing future deals. I mean, why would they not be? You know, in 2 months he's a free agent, so yeah, they've got to pull their finger out, Liverpool. And I do agree with you, LB. This idea of, well, they're going to sort it in the summer. Look, your season's over. You've won the league. You're out of the Champions League. There's nothing left to do. Like, every game now should be a party. What better way to enjoy? Imagine how good these last 10 games are going to be if in the next 2 or 3 of them at home, you're wheeling out Konate with a new deal. You're wheeling out Salah with a new deal. You're wheeling out Van Dijk with a new deal. If they do that, it is party motherfucking central at Liverpool. The banner, the streamers are out, the party poppers, the champagne. Babies are being made. Do you know how much fucking is going to be happening in those Scouse homes? It's going to be a madness. Why would you leave it to the end of the season and put the fans through this? For me, it's because
the contract.
It's because they've rejected the offer so far. That might change, but they are not delaying this for any other reason. And even if you were in the Champions League, how is announcing your greatest ever players are staying longer bad? It doesn't make any sense, man. And
it's copium, hopium, whatever it is. Yeah, these players have rejected the contracts that have been put to them. The question is, are the club going to meet their demands, or do the players actually want to stay? Does Salah actually want to stay? He says he wants to stay. But how do you know he just says, I want to stay, so then when he eventually leaves in the summer, the fans don't get onto him and blame the club instead?
Well, that's how Liverpool, that's how FSG will spin this. They've already pushed out and they're trying to make... There were some accusations flying around yesterday that Newcastle content creators are being paid money by Saudi to like promote the country and say how brilliant everything is. I sort of don't understand what the issue with that is. It's just basically telling people to go on holiday. Listen, if Thomas Cook ring me up and say, would you start advertising holidays for us? I'm not going to say no. Do you know what I mean? I might not have been to that hotel in Lanzarote, but I'll say it's nice for the right money. Like I don't really get the issue with it. I wouldn't be surprised if FSG are paying journalists and paying certain ex-Liverpool pros to push particular narratives. Sorry, my dog started barking. I thought someone was in my garden. It's not. Someone's mowing their lawn. I sort of look at it a bit like I wouldn't be surprised if FSG spin Mo Salah and Van Dijk as being greedy, money hungry. We made them some of the greatest offers in the history of our football club, in the history of the Premier League, and they still told us no. I do think that is the rhetoric that will be pushed by Liverpool. They did it to Raheem Sterling all them years ago.
I think that'll be true, though.
In the last week.
I think that'll be the truth. Do you think Liverpool are not offering them incredible deals?
I think they have. I think they have offered them brilliant deals. But I still think they're offering the players one of or both below their market value and not long enough contracts. So I think Mo Salah's asking for 3 years. They're going to say, we'll give you and 400 grand a week, which I think Mo is worth when you look at his goals. They're probably offering him 300 grand a week on a 1 year deal with an option to extend it. And that's how, and so they'll be right.
I'd be surprised if they're doing that, Terry. Given the fact they've got 3 players leaving, Kanate leaving next year, Alisson the year after, all on free transfers, I'd be surprised if they're playing hardball. I think Liverpool have offered Van Dijk, Salah and Trent great contracts. Yeah. I just don't think they want to stay. I just think they want to leave. And I think it's as simple as that.
I don't think so. I think they would stay, but I don't think that they are getting enough. And they know they can go and get more elsewhere, like Salah, for example. Van Dijk's probably going to be able to go and easily get that at PSG or Real Madrid. What I don't understand, though, is someone in the comment section, Yanni, saying, I'm sorry, guys, you're talking nonsense in regards to Liverpool. Things are not so dramatic as you think. In some point, they have to move away from these players. Like, for me, how are people backing this? And he's not the only one, by the way. There's a section of the fan base. I've been watching Liverpool content for the last couple of weeks, and I've been stunned. There is a section that are actually sticking up for FSG, LB. They actually believe this is not their fault. There's nothing they could do. All 3 of them want to leave. What are we going to do about it? Well, 2 years ago, when their contracts are coming down to 2 years, you have a conversation with them and say, right, either you go and you get some money or you sign here. And if they say, well, I'm not signing, then you sell them. And it doesn't matter if you don't sell them for their full value. You still sell them for a good amount of money. You might not get the 250 million that they're all potentially worth, but you're probably going to get 150 of that million, and you go and spend that on XYZ. I just can't believe you're sticking up for your bold on ownership. I do not understand that. This was Arsenal, and there's a very, very slim chance this could be happening at Arsenal in a couple of years' time. We've got Saka, Gabriel, and Saliba that are all on 2 years. If they want to leave this summer and say, I ain't signing, we are going to have to sell them. People might not want to hear that, but if they say, I don't want to stay here for more than 2 years, I'm going to sit and chill and see out my deal, we are going to have to make a horrible decision, which is potentially selling them. And if we don't do that and the 3 of them walk out on a free, I'll be holding exactly the same energy as I am currently for FSG, for the Cronkies. So I don't know how you can stick up for the board. I can't say, well, Cronkies can't do anything. The players just want to leave. You've just got to let them go. No, you haven't got to let them go. It's crazy, man. It must be copium, LB. I don't understand how they can sit there. I don't get it, bro.
Yeah, no, it's bizarre, isn't it? You know, you at least stagger them leaving 1 a year for 3 years, don't you? You know what I mean? You say, right, Salah, you get the contracts done a couple of years ago, and then you do so Trent leaves this year, Salah next year, Van Dijk the year after. So you're not losing to lose all 3 in one summer is just a disaster. And there's no spinning, there's no gaslighting that can be done here. Every fan in the world knows that's horrendous. And they will be a much worse side next year. Facts.